What is good, guys? Today we're going to be doing Lunchly versus Lunchables. Which one is better? Now, before we get into this video, this is going to be subject to opinion and taste. Everybody has different tastes and opinions on what they like and enjoy, etc. Now that we got that out of the way, let's get right into this review. Now, personally, I've never had a Lunchly, I've never had a Prime, I've never had any of the products that are seen in here, the Feastable bars, any of that. So, hey, I am going to be trying this first because, of course, I've had Lunchables, I've had these when I was a kid, and this is what I grew up with. So, we're going to be comparing the two. Let's get right into the Lunchly. Lunchly. Now, this has the pizza with a pepperoni, whatnot. This has 12 grams of protein. It has 360 calories, so that's going to be bad depending on how you feel about calories. Some people are very picky about their calories. But either way, it claims that it has real cheese, which who knows? That's their claim. But either way, we're going to get right into this box. Now, I do gotta say, I do like the packaging for this a lot better than Lunchables. Lunchly got stuff going on. And this is a pretty big drink compared to the Capri Suns and, Lunchables. So you definitely are getting more liquid, at least I think. This is 12 fluid ounces bottle. And in here, how much are those Capri Suns? I can't find the fluid ounces on the packaging, but I feel like there is a lot more liquid in this prime bottle than the Capri Sun. As you open it up, you got your cheese, your pepperoni, which actually smells like some pretty decent pepperoni. You got your flatbread, your sauce right here, and your little candy bar. Trying not to spill out any of the contents, but hey, let's get right into making a pizza. Now, I do want to say, right before getting into the clip, I do not like the packaging for their fucking sauce. It is way too brittle, it feels like. Uh, and the cheese doesn't really smell good. There's no mold, thank God, which Lunchly I know had a issue with. There's no mold, but the cheese just doesn't smell great. But hey, let's get to making a pizza. Alright, we got one made. Let's take a bite. The sauce is alright. The cheese kind of just blends in with the bread. And the pepperoni, kind of fucking firm. As I was tearing it apart, it felt like fucking jerky. But, it's honestly not bad. To be honest, it's quite flavorless, so it's not like terrible, but it's not really good. So, like, to be honest, it's palatable, but there's not much for flavor going on for that, you know? Not much going on for the flavor. Let's get into the Prime. Now, Prime, I've never had Prime before. I mean, fucking South Park even made fun of this shit. I've heard about it. The kids were going wild over this stuff. So, let's check it out. I've never tried this stuff, never been into the hype, but you know what? Let's check it out. Our first try of some Prime. Uh, it's okay. Like, it doesn't taste terrible, but like it kind of has a weird fucking aftertaste, to be honest. Like, luckily they got me with one of my favored flavors, which is cherry, but it just doesn't really have much going on for it. Like, it's not bad, it's not good either. Kind of like the Lunchly here. Um, but the aftertaste is kind of odd. I'm not fucking with the aftertaste, but it's all right. It's palatable. Now we got a Feastable bar, which is the Milk Crunch. Check it out. That is the Feastable bar. Kind of just reminds me of the Crunch bars, but yeah. Now that's actually not bad. It just tastes like a. It literally just tastes like a Crunch bar, but more of a milky chocolate flavor compared to what is it? Crunch bars are a little bit darker. They are made out of milk chocolate, I believe, but this tastes a little lighter. Honestly, not bad. Now Lunchable. Let's get right into the Lunchable. So obviously you can see right through this. You got the cheese, two sets of cheeses. So you got the American and the mozzarella, I believe. And you have your airheads and you have the sauce packet, which I like the quality of the sauce packet better because this is a very flimsy bag. And I feel like that would break a lot easier than the bag that they provide for Lunchables. Now, you also have the flatbread, whatnot, but hey, let's get right into making a pizza. Before we get into that, though, we got 12 grams of protein per serving, which actually surprises me because the Lunchly actually has pepperoni. This does not. This has no meat. 330 calories, so it's a lot less, a little 30 calories less than Lunchly, but it has cheese products, so it is not real cheese. It is made out of real cheese, but it's pasteurized cheese and whatnot, and it's considered cheese product instead of labeled as real cheese. See, this is what I'm talking about. So much more, easier, less mess making it feels like a stronger bag. All right, we got Lunchables pizza. Let's dig in. The flatbread has a bit more flavor than the Lunchly flatbread. The cheese, I can actually taste. It doesn't really blend in with the flatbread like it did with the Lunchly. The sauce is a little bit tastier, but I did actually like the sauce from the Lunchly one. It just was kind of bland with everything mixed in, especially that pepperoni, which was kind of like jerky, really was. Overall, not bad. I would say it's about equivalent in, quality, flavor, whatnot, but the, Lunchables one is slightly better. Now we got the Capri Sun, which is obviously going to be a little bit better, at least in my opinion, a lot better than the Prime. Like this stuff has actual juice. Prime has zero juice. If you can even see that here, home. Right there. Zero juice. You know? This has actual juice. It's not all actual juice, right? I'm pretty sure it's only like what 10% juice for Capri Suns. But even still, really tasty. Then you got the Airhead, which is going to be subject to debate, which is going to be a better snack, the Feastables bar, the chocolate, or the, Airhead candy. Now, this stuff, because I'm pretty sure this is a taffy, right? I'm pretty sure Airheads is classified as a taffy. Maybe not, I'm not too sure. But either way, this stuff I actually prefer. Sometimes you don't get the flavor you want in these mystery packs, but in general, these are quite nice. I'm not gonna even bother to review this, but I'm just gonna say this is slightly better than the chocolate bar, even though this was quite nice. In conclusion, I will say Lunchables ended up winning this little battle that we had. Now, you got a lot of stuff going on with the Lunchly and whatnot, but in general, they were pretty much basically the same overall quality, taste, whatnot. But this one just squeaked in just a little bit above Lunchly with a little bit of more flavor than the Lunchly pita bread, whatnot, or flatbread, whatever it is. But either way, in general, I did enjoy the Lunchly or Lunchables better than the Lunchly. But either way, hope you guys enjoyed happiness and positivity. Of course, this is all subject to opinion and whatnot. But either way, hey, happiness, stay lifted. Cheers, guys.